So for this week's What Wednesday question, we're going to kind of bundle some questions together with what are some questions to ask before you go on the road full time?
What?
The biggest question I think we asked ourselves was, would we regret it? And that was kind of our deciding factor, because in the beginning it was a little bit scary, and we thought, is this something we could even do? Neither one of us had ever even really camped in a camper before, so we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But just the big question for us was, would we regret not trying this and not taking that leap? And our answer was yes. We knew that worst case, we could always look back and be like, that just wasn't for us. We can go back to the way things were before. Mm-hmm. So it was more of a, we would hate to look back and say, man, I really wish we would have tried that when we had the opportunity.
Yeah, if nothing else, when it comes to, prepping for life on the road, just start prepping for flexibility. Start minimizing things, and you never know when things might line up, and then you say, man, we could go for this. Will we regret it if we don't? And so another question you want to ask before you go on the road that we made sure I guess we didn't really think about this one, but looking back, this is one we should have asked is, do I enjoy my family or my spouse, whoever I'm with, going on the road with? Because we found that the smaller the space gets, the more it magnifies emotions, relations, that kind of thing. So if personalities, everything. Luckily, we at least didn't hate each other before we went on the road. But we definitely noticed as we got smaller, things maybe that used to not bugged us, or things were just kind of magnified, I guess, as far as a family or husband and wife.
Well, if somebody is a big organizer and another person might struggle with that, when you're in a small space, that obviously magnifies. So you kind of have to work through that. And then also, you are constantly working as a team. Mm-hmm. So we make decisions together every day, and it's not like, he goes to work and I go my separate way and I go to work. We're together making decisions as a family all day. So it definitely does kind of magnify things in that aspect.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking back, I don't know if I guess just kind of look and see how are you on trips? Do you fight the whole time on trips because you can't find out where you're going, or you're just miserable and you can't wait to get home and just go back to your job? I mean, if that's the case, then you might want to spend some time, getting closer as a family before you hit the road.
I think something else we've discovered along the way is asking yourself, can I go with the flow? This lifestyle definitely does not always go according to plan. If you're a huge planner and you get really stressed out when things don't go the way you had planned it all out in your mind, then that could be an issue possibly. You have to kind of learn to roll with the punches a little bit when you're living life on the road, because you break down, the weather gets in the way, you might not get in a campground that you were hoping for, you might not even get in the area that you wanted to. So it's just been a lot of just learning to roll with it.
You can plan, and you need to plan. I mean, you have a plan, but at the same time realize there's a really good chance that plan's going to change.
Yeah.
And the more you plan out and the more rigid everything is, you take some of the fun out of it too. You want to leave some room for flexibility. You never know when there might be something really awesome going on in an area and you want to stay longer, or the weather. It might rain the whole time you're in one place, and if you've already got everything else booked out, ahead, you've got to leave and you don't get to check things out in that area. So it's a
fine balance of being organized and planned, but being a little bit spontaneous and go with the flow is kind of what we've discovered.
And that's a lot of the teamwork too. I don't want to overplan, but at the same time, we can't just, fly by the seat of our pants either. And, that's kind of where you get the different personalities, hopefully, working together to make the best decision. And sometimes there's some conflict with that, and sometimes it goes perfectly smooth. Lastly, speaking of planning, do I have a money plan? We get a lot of people asking. We're not going to go into how to make money on this one or anything like that, but we will say you need to have a money plan and you need to have money saved up. We're a big fan of doing things with cash as much as you can, and we're also a big fan of having an emergency fund. You want to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up so that it's not if something goes wrong, it's for when something goes wrong. I mean, our motorhome, I mean, there could be a $10,000 expense just like that. Is that scary?
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, you hope not. But and that's not just a motorhome. If you're pulling a fifth wheel with a diesel truck, there could be a $10,000 expense just like that. You don't know, when something major is going to go out or something major could happen, and so you want to have that money saved up for these huge things that could go wrong. I mean, a $10,000 one, I know that's a biggie, but that's not unheard of with a roof on an RV, with an engine. It can definitely happen. I've scared Marissa to death now. I definitely don't sit around and tell her everything that could go wrong or the stories I hear. Don't do that to your wives. Don't hit the road with no money plan, no plan for income, no emergency fund.
We've definitely had our share of things go wrong. So it's good to just have that security in the back of your mind, knowing that, if every time something goes wrong, it doesn't mean that you're going to have to throw in the towel, I guess. It's just, it's the same with the house. I mean, we had the same principles when we had a house was, things go wrong in your house, and, it's nice to have that cushion so you can take care of it when that happens. So it's kind of the same concept when you're on the road, I think, as well. Those are just a few questions that we asked ourselves, and then we've also discovered along our journey. So if you have any questions or comments, let us know.